Okay, the next one is pretty interesting. The next signing.
You seem happy about this one, so let's.
I'm not exactly happy about it. I just find it interesting, and I'm a little confused on his part. I'm not confused on the team per se, but I'm confused on the player. I'm confused
Confusion is
on what
good.
I'm confused on what Devin Williams is thinking. So Devin Williams has signed a 3-year contract with the New York Mets. Now, as we know, about 2 years ago, Devin Williams was known as one of, if not the best reliever in all of baseball when he played for the Milwaukee Brewers.
Hmm.
Last offseason, he was traded from the Milwaukee Brewers to the New York Yankees. And ever since then, he has gone downhill.
Damn. Okay, for clarification, for me mostly, but maybe for the audience, 'cause I don't know.
Yeah.
What is a reliever again?
So a reliever is somebody that comes out of the bullpen. So in pitching, you got a starting pitcher, and then everybody that follows after the starting pitcher is known as a reliever, relief pitcher,
Okay.
however you want to say it. I mean, it's a relief pitcher. I mean, but it's also referred to as a reliever because you relieve the starting pitcher. You relieve whoever started.
Gotcha.
I mean, primarily Devin Williams was a closer, which is typically the last person that comes out of the bullpen, who you use in the very last innings.
Yeah, when you want to finish up a game,
When you
basically.
want to finish up and close out a game,
It's
you bring in your
basically in the clutch.
closer.
It's basically bringing your ace pitcher in the closing in a big game.
Yeah,
Like
I wouldn't say ace pitcher. I mean, very few relief pitchers are known as aces, and I believe Devin Williams did have that status about 2, 3 years ago, but he definitely doesn't have that status anymore.
I have a question about this then. Did he
Yeah.
suffer any kind of injuries or anything that could have
Nope.
caused him?
Nope. Nope.
Hmm.
Okay. But the weird thing to me is, I understand that he went downhill when he got to the Yankees,
Yeah,
but now he's staying in the same city. He's staying in New York, but transferring over to the Mets.
to Queens. So yeah,
To Queens. He's going from the Bronx to Queens.
yeah.
So I wonder in his thought process how much that's going to make a difference to his pitching. Going from Yankee Stadium to City Field.
I mean, he probably wanted to live in a better area. Oh, um. Regardless,
I
I
mean, I mean, New York as a whole. I mean, we're talking about New York City.
yeah.
New York City isn't that. I mean, it's a great city, but the Bronx isn't the best part of New York City.
Yep. Uh,
And Queens is up there too, and not really the best parts of New York City.
I mean,
Technically, it's on Long Island, but that's basically the best part about it.
damn.
But again, Devin Williams going to the Mets. Like I have no idea what his thought process was. I know he used to be in the National League playing for the Brewers, and now he's going back to the National League playing for the Mets. So maybe he just wanted to get out of the American League. Maybe he thought the American League wasn't for him, and
Maybe.
he just needed to switch leagues. But he wanted to stay where he was because of that's where his family is, or maybe he does like the city, but he just didn't have a good enough time with the Yankees. I don't know. I have no idea what his thought process was. I don't know if anything happened internally at the Yankees that made him want to leave, because from what I was hearing before this all went down with the Mets,
Hmm.
apparently this happened last minute, and he said to the Yankees, you know what? I'm done. I'm leaving.
Hmm.
Because originally I heard that they were going to be in talks to re sign Devin Williams to bring him back on like a 2 or 3 year contract. And then he ended up signing that 3 year contract with the Mets instead.
Damn. So I wonder what Yankees did to piss him off so much.
Exactly. I mean, he was only here for 1 year, so he basically did exactly what Juan Soto did, if you think of it.
Yeah,
Basically the same exact thing.
yeah. Um, that being said, though, he isn't because you said that like the retiring age is like 37, 36 around that age. Is he around retiring age?
No, he is younger. He is. Let me think about Devin Williams. I want to say Devin Williams is about 27, 28.
Okay, so he still
So,
has a good couple years on him.
yep.
Yeah.
I mean, he made his debut, if I believe, like 4 years ago, 5 years ago, when he was like 23. So,
I think the reason why I was so
or
shocked when
24.
I think the
Yes.
reason why I was so shocked when you told me the retiring age for a baseball player is because, like, if you really think about it, they start off their professional career like at
In
like
high school.
21 or in high school. Yeah. So the
I
fact,
mean, exactly. They done their professional careers in high school because that's when they start getting scouted.
yeah,
Because if we're looking back at baseball as a whole, the MLB is the only real league where you can get drafted out of high school. So baseball players develop very young as 13, 14. Now, granted, they're not assigned to any team or affiliated with anyone. They're just playing middle school and high school baseball.
yeah,
And then from there on out, they get recognized by the MLB scouts, who typically only look at seniors for the draft.
hmm,
But that doesn't mean that the scouts don't look at the juniors or sophomores to get a better idea of what to come down
If
the
you're
road in the year,
Carlos,
in
if you're
the
that
later
good,
years.
if you're that good, scouts are looking at you at the age of 16.
yeah,
Like Chris said.
Exactly. So after high school,
hmm,
you have the option to either go into the MLB draft or you can go to college and develop more. Because nowadays, the NCAA has become an extension of the MLB's minor league.
Farm farm system, yeah.
Yeah, been an extension of the farm system.
got it.
Not
Okay,
not
And
a
also with the NIL deals, people are actually getting paid most.
exactly. It's not an official extension, but it is because all the rules that they play in the minor leagues and the major leagues have now transferred over to college. This way, these kids are more prepared.
gotcha.
So the NCAA followed basically the exact same rules that the minor leagues follow nowadays.
But you have to be required to stay like a 4 years in school.
Well, yeah, that too. But let's go back to high school for example. So you graduate from high school, you go to the MLB draft. Once you get drafted by a team, you have the choice to either take the money and sign or
Hmm,
go to college. Once you go to college and you don't take whatever the team offers you,
hmm,
you don't get that money, and that team gets a replacement pick in the following draft.
So let's say if you're going to get drafted your senior year of high school and you get projected to go possibly in the fourth round, you could actually go back to school for you could go to college to better improve your stock, and then
Exactly.
later you could probably get that second round, even maybe even first round, or overall maybe the number one pick.
right.
Exactly. So when you turn down a team, they don't have your rights. It's not like hockey where they draft you, they throw you back to juniors, and they have your rights.
Right.
Here they lose your rights entirely, and you look to get redrafted. Because I've seen guys before where they get drafted in like the fourth round or fifth round the first time,
Hmm,
and then they go on to college and they become a top 10 pick like in 2 or 3 years down the road.
okay.
In my opinion, that's the safer route because of course you want to bank on yourself and your ability, but if you want to
I
get
Exactly. And then there are also very good baseball schools such as LSU, Tennessee, or just mainly
Vandy,
huh?
Vanderbilt is slowly becoming a good school
Well,
for
yeah. but just mainly the SEC in general for baseball. SEC is so jam packed talented with baseball, it's unbelievable. So with the Big Ten. But let's get off this subject.
Shout out
Carlos,
to
we got another story.
Yes, we do.
Okay, let's do these. I believe we got two or three more. Let's just
We
bang
have
through
three
these.
more.
Okay. So I'm gonna go through this one really quickly because everything is self-explanatory on the screen. So Ryan Helsley, the relief pitcher that the Mets traded for at the deadline of 2025 in July, August. I forget. It was either July 31st, August 1st. I believe it was July 31st, but that doesn't matter. He was an alright relief pitcher, decent arm, and now he's on his way to the Baltimore Orioles on a 2-year contract worth up to $28 million. Now, as you can see on the screen, this contract is broken up for one specific reason. Not only does he get a contract worth 2 years, $28 million, but he also gets a 1 year opt out after 26, meaning if he's not happy with what Baltimore is doing with that team or doing with him in the bullpen after the 26th season, he has the right to leave and become a free agent next offseason if he wants to.
Gotcha.
which most likely the Orioles are not gonna do anything good.
So that's why he's showing you he'll get 14 this year in 26 and 14 next year in 27. Plus, they also have a clause in that contract that he also will gain $500,000, or Carlos, what is that number? I believe it's 500,000.
I think you got it correct. Yeah, it is
Yeah,
500.
$500,000 if he had to get traded at the trade deadline in 2026 by the Orioles to wherever else.
I will say, because I feel like I don't see this as often when I'm covering basketball or football with you guys. I feel like a lot more money gets thrown around in the MLB than it does in any other.
You
It,
well. Can I, Chris? Can I go crazy for this
yeah,
one?
go crazy, go crazy.
Okay. This is good. This is what concerns me with the.
This,
This is oh my lord. I've been waiting for this shit to come. So, pardon my language. Sorry, everybody. So, you know how the NBA and all the other sports have a cap, right? A cap is where you're uh, you're limited to spend a certain amount of money. That's your cap space to get whatever free agent you want to get on your team.
Mhm.
With this shit now, baseball has no cap. So you could give players an absurd amount of money, even if they're not even worth it.
I mean, they kind of have to be worth it, but like Cujo said, you could literally throw whatever number value at them,
You
Yeah,
can
and they.
literally, you
yeah. I
can,
mean, this video is a perfect example, honestly, because if you if we look back at the trades we did previously, there were trades for 210 million, like
I
$210 million.
mean, those are signings, but
Yeah.
still. So let me just break something down for you. So do you remember how I was talking about Juan Soto when we were talking about Devin
yeah.
Williams?
Yes.
I
Yes.
remember, I remember when, I remember when he first signed with the Mets. I was like,
Yeah, that was just last year, just
I
last
was like,
winter.
because we were up late night trying to discuss something for the show, and then Chris come out of nowhere with the blockbuster, and then
So
go ahead.
exactly, Carlos. This is gonna blow your mind when I tell you this contract that Juan Soto got.
Hmm.
I believe the exact numbers were $756 million for 15 years.
Jesus Christ.
You understand how much money, I can't even speak right. How much money that is?
And get this, he's only played one season with the Mets so far, and they
That
didn't
was
even.
for, wasn't it
And
for
they
10 years?
no Juan Soto went for 15. Let's
Are
get
you
to the
serious?
next story. Let's get to the next story before
This
Cujo has a
pissed
heart
me off.
attack.
This
Let's get to the
pissed me
next
off.
story.
Okay,
Okay.
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 Let's
Put
get
me
to the
on
next
timeout
story.
too.
The second to final story, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, now we're going back to Toronto, and this guy has been out of the major leagues for quite some time. So I'm a little unfamiliar with him, but luckily I do know a little bit of background on him. So Cody Ponce has signed with the Toronto Blue Jays, coming back to the MLB, where he has spent the last several years in the NPB playing baseball over in Japan. Now, him playing in the NPB does give him a little bit of an edge because playing over in Japan, I mean, obviously you want to play in the MLB, but if you can't find a team to take you in MLB, going to the NPB in Japan is the next best league in my opinion. And also, with all these crazy Japanese players coming over this year, and that came over in the previous 2 to 3 years, or shall I even say 5 or 6 years, like Shohei Otani, even though Shohei was already here before he left. I
Hmm.
mean, that does give him a bit of an edge because he knows these Japanese players maybe better than the regular MLB players would because he played against them more over in Japan and now he's gonna face them again over here in the US pitching for the Toronto Blue Jays. I shouldn't say the US, I should say when they're over here in the MLB because Toronto is the only Canadian team, so they're not US.
Hmm.
But I think that gives him a little bit of an edge being from Japan, went from the MLB to Japan, and now coming back to the MLB.
You know what I want to do that I don't typically ever do in this kind of situation?
What?
I want to acknowledge the comments down below in the actual tweet thread.
Yeah,
Mostly because I feel like it's a good jumping off point for this conversation. What do
yeah.
you think in what this person is saying right now?
Well, I can't see it, so you're gonna have to read it.
It says checking in, the World Series broke the Blue Jays. They'll never recover despite these desperation moves.
I mean, I don't think it's a desperation move. In my opinion, you could never have enough pitching. Now, Ponce, to my recollection, is both a reliever and a starting pitcher. He'll come out of the bullpen, but if any starting pitcher does get hurt at any point during the season, he is well versatile to make the transition to not come out of the bullpen and start right away.
Mm,
I mean, he's gonna need some breathing room. He's gonna need a couple of days from when he led previously pitched out of the bullpen to get back into correct form. But he can definitely do it given the right amount of time.
yeah. I really hope that he's able to, find his groove again and get back into what he was
Yeah,
doing previously.
yeah, yeah.
All right. And with Cujo gone and the two of us here,
And
we move
the
on.
and the last story,
Yes, we move on to the final story.
Josh Naylor signing back with the Seattle Mariners for 5 years. Now, Josh Naylor is a very good first baseman, very good bat, but I gotta say on the edge that his bat is a little bit more better than his fielding.
Hmm.
But watching Josh Naylor these last couple of years with Cleveland and with Arizona and now with Seattle, he's a very well played. He's a very well. He's a very good player. Um,
Hmm.
he hit the ball very well. He feels very well. I mean,
I do
he
find I
he
do
did. Go ahead, Carlos. I'm sorry.
no, I was gonna say I do find this interesting. I know you can see it as well as I can, but
Yeah.
Patterson made a clarification tweet.
Oh,
On
passing.
Patterson made a clarification tweet
Yeah.
on
What he say?
what he posted. He basically said that Naylor will receive a full no trade clause with the team that he's being traded to, and his
Signing with.
signing with, and his 92.5 million does not have any differentials. Differentials.
Well, that's good because a no trade clause means that Seattle really likes him. and that he will be untradeable for the next 5 years,
Yep.
which is a good thing for Seattle because Seattle, as a franchise as a whole, hasn't had the best luck in terms of winning. Seattle is a bit of a shittier franchise historically, not currently,
Currently, they're coming
but
out of the trenches.
exactly. Currently, they're coming out of the trenches. Thank you. But historically, let me just tell you something. They've been around since 1977, so they've been around only for about almost 50 years. They only have about like 4 or 5 playoff appearances
Yeah.
out of 50 years.
That's kind of insane.
They haven't made it. They haven't made it to the playoffs or won the World Series in 42 years.
Damn.
Wait, what do you mean? Could you say that again?
I heard an article just when the playoffs started. The
Yeah.
Mariners haven't been to the playoffs in 42 years. So that's been a long drought.
Well, no, that's false, that's false. Not in 42 years. The Seattle Mariners, I mean, they made it to the playoffs this year. They made it to the AL championship round
Hmm.
for the first time in their franchise history.
Hmm.
But before that, the last time they went anywhere deep into the playoffs, it was in like I believe it was 2001 or 2002 versus the New York Yankees in the ALDS
Yeah, it was
in the
2001. It was
in the
two.
divisional
It was
series.
2001 because Alex Rodriguez was on the team.
Yeah, Alex Rodriguez, Jeter, they were all on the team.
Gotcha.
So yeah,
I had to go
so
back in my memory
Naylor.
bank.
Okay, so back to Naylor, and enough about Seattle as a whole. Naylor did bring a pretty heavy bat to Seattle. I'm surprised that Seattle is the only smart one that actually locked him up like this. I have no idea why Arizona traded him, because this could have been Arizona, because he was traded 2 times in the last 2 years, because he was traded from Cleveland to Arizona in the 24 offseason,
Hmm.
and now in the 25 offseason. So in 2024, he was traded from Cleveland to Arizona.
Hmm.
And then at the 25 deadline, he was traded from Arizona to Seattle. So he was traded twice within the last year.
Well, once again, and I hate to keep coming back to this, but
Yeah,
it's the only thing that I can use as a reference to kind of make it
yeah,
known why it's so big, at least in my brain.
yeah.
The fact that he's getting paid 92.5 million and without any sort of trade clause in any kind of way.
Yeah, he got a no trick on meaning because
He
John Naylor had developed into one of the best
Uh,
third basemen in the MLB. He is definitely a top 10 first baseman. So he is definitely well deserving of the contract. He definitely wouldn't have gotten this contract if this was 2 years ago
because he
or
wouldn't.
last year.
Yeah, but last year, a few years ago, They made it to the World Series against the Texans, the Texas Rangers. Sorry.
Yeah, but he wasn't on that Arizona team. He was traded after that.
Oh,
He was traded right after.
literally right after that, huh?
that is insane though.
On
But
92.
Either a year or two after that. I mean, a year after that. Yes.
mm, but with that being said, boys, do you have any final thoughts that you would like to give?
No, I'm good. I
Make
mean,
that
did
money,
that.
I guess, because
I
shit.
mean, yeah, of course, take that money. I mean, to end off on this note would be great because the MLB offseason has been kind of crazy so far. It's gonna get crazier with winter meetings coming up this upcoming week, which we will do another episode about next week.
Let's
Yeah,
wrap this up, shall
let's
we?
wrap this up. Yes.
I
Let
have
the
been Carlos Hernandez. That is Christopher Allen.
Yep.
That is Isaiah Cujo.
yes, sir.
We are
Yes.
your broadcast, so and we will see you next week.
All right.
Like and subscribe.